Welcome, dear yogis, to this practice for uncertain times. We are cultivating stamina and endurance. We are working with a few powerful poses and sequences today. I would like you to get one blanket or big beach towel if you have that. And I'm going to start by unfolding it and rolling it up into some sort of a half roll. So I'm not rolling it all the way up because it might be too thick. I'm just rolling it halfway. And then I flip the whole thing and I bring it onto the mat. About a third of the way is still behind me so that I can lie down on this blanket roll and rest my shoulders behind it. So my shoulders are not in the blanket, they're on the mat. The head is on the floor on the mat. And the rib cage is slightly elevated. And this is how we're going to start off with. Just taking 1 or 2 breaths into the elevation, into the rib cage here, noticing the space. When we're creating strength, we're working a lot with the area around the core and the muscles that support us. And in these days, specifically respiratory muscles, right, to support our lung function. So start to deepen the breath, sending it all the way down into the belly as you lie here, starting to energize yourself inside out. And then extend your arms forward, lift them up and behind you. Bring them forward again. Exhale, just a couple of moves to lengthen the rib cage. Inhale, pull the navel in as you move up with the hands. And exhale back down. Let's do that one more time, 3 of these. Inhale to lengthen, feel the space up into the armpits. And then exhale here. We're going to move a little bit further. With your next exhale, start lifting the arms forward, lift your head and shoulders, crunch up and back down over the blanket roll. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull the navel in, lift up. Exhale, lower down, lengthen. And let's do it one more time like this. Exhale up. And inhale, roll back down, creating space. Good. Now you can keep doing that. Or you can take your legs out long and lift back up now all the way, maybe touching your toes. Always exhaling to lift, inhale to lengthen. Good. Just one more time, just activating the core, your power, right? Your powerhouse here. And then lift your fingers up, spread them wide, open the arms, pull your toes towards you, feel the space in the front and bring your hands down. From here, we want to make sure that we have space. So take your hands behind you, bring your feet onto the mat, lift your hips up, and now start rolling your hips forward and back. So you're also bringing the back muscles into the equation, and then work the other way around, circling to the front now. Steady, smooth circles here, making sure your shoulders are okay. And after 6 rounds, one direction, 3, the other 3, you can come back down and take the blanket to the side. Come into a seated position from here. We're going to move on from seated, cross-legged, or whichever one works. Make fists with your hands, open the arms, maybe look up, and then powerful movements to the front with your fists. And then as you inhale, you open the palms again. You look up. All the while you're inhaling and exhaling forcefully out and in of your belly, in and out of your belly. Keep going, right? So creating heat, creating power, noticing your inner power here. Feel the connection with the ground as you're moving your arms, making really tight fists. If this is too much for your neck, you can look forward all the time. Open with the inhale. Exhale, pull the fist forward, round, breathe into the back. Lower your hands down, exhale. Come back up slowly, take your time. Release your hands onto your knees. Take a breath. Feel the energy through your body. And from here, we're going to slowly start to move on to the next sequence. We're going to come onto all fours now into a tabletop position. I have 3 mats, so please make sure you have enough cushioning. Just a couple of cat-cows here. And I like to come forward and backward a couple of times, about 3 rounds like this. And then we're going to move on from that into kind of a diving motion. So we're going to try and dive through our hands in one direction, rounding the spine back and then diving through again as we open. Good. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, dive. And then come back forward and do the opposite direction. Feels pretty weird at first. So coming from up and rounded into open and down. Good. Come back to center after about 3 or 4 rounds. And then make your way into a child's pose here. Bring your arms forward and sit your hips back onto your heels. 1 or 2 breaths in your child's pose, and then make your way forward. Lift your feet up, come into a half plank, and make your core super strong. Now look forward and round the spine. We're going to do cat-cow here in our plank pose. Inhale to widen the front, exhale to round the shoulder blades back. About 5 rounds here with your feet lifted behind you. And then find center again. Take a breath, lower your feet down, sit back again, child's pose. Breathe into the back body, maybe come onto your fingers to create space. Again, melt your heart down towards the mat. And then roll back up slowly. Soften your shoulders, step the right foot between your hands. Bring your hands onto your front knee. And then see if you can bring the right hand behind the back and lift the left arm up, maybe a slight back bend. As you exhale, straighten the front leg and bring the left hand to the inside of that leg. Good. So inhale to lift up, exhale to straighten the leg. I'm doing about 5 repetitions, and then I stretch back up. Now exhale and start bending into the left elbow. See if you can bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. It doesn't matter if you can bring it to the outside, just bring it to the inside instead. And then see if you can connect the palms. Maybe even lift the left knee up. Feel the power here of your legs, of your base. And from here, create length again. Feel the space in your ribs before you lower the knee back down. Come back to center. Place the left hand down, reach back with the right hand, see if you can find the foot, and twist yourself open. Use your inhale to lengthen, to widen, and use your exhale to sink a little bit deeper into your hip. And then start letting go of the foot again. Bring your hands down, step it back into all fours. Take a breath here, maybe with or without movement. Find center, step the left foot in between your hands, sink into your hips, climb your hands forward onto that front thigh, sink low into the front hip. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. And then take the left arm behind the back, lift your right hand up, sink low into the front hip. Now exhale, extend front leg, bring the right hand to the inside of the left leg. And this might be challenging with your balance. You can always go slower. You can always change the radius. You can always not go as far into it. Bend your right elbow, bring it to the outside of the left thigh now, and look over the left shoulder. Eventually, you might want to connect both palms, press them into each other, and see if you want to start lifting the right knee off the mat here, just for 2 breaths. Press into your palms, press your knee into your arm. A lot of strength from both sides here. Then lower the knee back again, come back up, start lowering down into your hips. Now, you're going to try and lift the back foot up with your right hand, either grounded or on the left thigh, which is a little bit more challenging. And then you pull the foot towards you as you sink into your hips. Again, the inhale widens and opens you. The exhale lets you drop the weight down a little bit more. Front hip opens. Release both hands down, frame your foot, step it back into all fours. Take another round of cat-cow or just a deep breath here in stillness. And then start lifting up into downward facing dog. Your first down dog, bend your knees, feel the length in your spine, and then push the thighs back. Exhale into plank, inhale back into down dog. Gonna do more. Exhale into a plank, shoulders over wrists, and back into down dog. One more time, exhale. And start cat-cow movements here. Round the spine like we did with the knees down. You can always bring the knees down. Inhale to widen, exhale to round. And then push back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, straighten the spine. Push the thighs back eventually. And lift the right leg up behind you. And then start stepping that through, in between your hands. The left foot comes a little bit closer, you're climbing onto your front thigh. Lift your arms onto shoulder height and press your wrists forward. Now we're going to work with the hands if we're pushing away what we don't need. So with the inhale, bend back. With the exhale, press away. Bend back knee, elbows bend, and press forward with the exhale. Couple of rounds. Really having that feeling of, I can do it. I can push away anxiety. I can push away fear, whatever it is that I don't need here. And then going a little further, maybe start to lift the right foot off the mat. I know this is hard. You can always bring your hands behind you instead. But if you're feeling like, okay, I can hold this for a breath or two, maybe try and stay here, right? Try and endure. Building up strength even more. Now bend the knee, bring it towards you, and bend the elbows back at the same time. Kick the leg back. Bend the knee in. Back leg lifts back. Lift it back into your chest. And then take a big step back eventually into your lunge. Lift the arms up, lengthen. Exhale, release your hands down. Frame the front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Feel the space in your chest. Roll back forward, exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale back, lift your hips high. Exhale, roll forward, starting with the cat-cow movement in the upper back again. Now again, this might be too much. Come with your knees down, take a break, pause, and down dog instead. Otherwise, cat-cow about 3 times here before you make your way back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a big breath here before you lift your left leg up high, and then exhale, step that left foot through between your hands. Come into a high lunge eventually. Arms on shoulder height, palms press forward, spread your fingers wide, push forward, and pull in as you inhale. Exhale, press away, that idea of releasing, giving away, pressing away. You don't need that. And bring it back as you inhale. I do about 5 here. And then the last push, you're going to stay and bring the right leg a little closer until you can eventually lift the right leg. Hold the balance. Again, feel free to slide the hands back if you need. Hold here, level your hips as much as possible. Standing leg is super steady, almost done, and then pull the right knee into the chest, pull the elbows back. Press the heel back, extend the arms, pull the knee into the chest. Let's do that one more time. Press, extend, and pull the knee up. Nice. Press and step back all the way into your high lunge. Lift the arms, creating space. Again, space for breath and energy. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe and then start again with these movements. Plank pose, downward dog. Always keeping a little bit of dynamic movement in between. Exhale to come forward, inhale to come back. Now from here, again, rest in your plank for a moment, and then start with the cat-cow. Moving the space between the shoulders back and forward. And then come back into down dog, release your head here, take another breath. You might feel a little bit warmer. Make your way down with your knees into a plank, and then lie down on your belly. Take a moment to pause here. One palm on top of the other, you rest your forehead down, you feel the breath moving your belly against the mat. Once you caught your exhale, you come back up and then right into starfish. Take your arms wide, take your legs wide, lift them up. See if you can lift the left hand, see if you can lift the right hand with the breath. Come back to center, hold it here. Feel the strength in your back body, lift a little bit higher. And then take your arms back, exhale, rest the chin down. Lift the knuckles behind you and lift the hips up. Stay and breathe. Opening the chest a little bit more. See if you can now drop the hips and then lift the chest all the way up as you pull your knuckles towards your heels. Press the feet down now. And then lower down, resting on your chin for just a breath. Release your arms. And we're going to come into a funny one. Starting with Sphinx pose, start to extend your left elbow, so extend your left arm eventually. And then reach the right arm through and see if you can find your left shoulder. Turn yourself towards the left, press up, look to center, exhale, bend the elbow out, look towards the left. 3 times. And then release the right hand slowly after holding it for 1 breath. Come into your Sphinx, take a breath at center. And then switch. Right arm bends, left elbow, right arm stretches, left elbow bends. Twist yourself towards the right 3 times. Come to center, hold the pressure here, press into your right arm, super steady, right arm and right shoulder. And then release your forearms back down, back into your Sphinx pose. Lift the chest to the front. Exhale, look towards your navel, pick the navel up off the mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull the navel up towards spine, look towards that direction. Inhale, release the head forward. Exhale, pull the navel in, lift the hips up. Come back down into your Sphinx. Take 1 breath at center. Now rolling onto your left side. This is a newer one. See if you can reach for your left foot, holding on with the left hand. Once you got the foot, you have the balance with your head in your right hand. You can bring the bottom foot onto the top knee. This is how it looks. It's kind of you're stacking your feet onto your knees and your knees on top of your feet. Eventually, you might want to release your head onto your arm and see if that brings your balance a little bit more into challenge. And then start to release your knees down. Roll right over through Sphinx pose to the other side. Hold on to the top foot. Hold on to the right foot with the right hand, and then see if you can stack the right knee on top of the left foot here. Breathe. Hold the balance and maybe extend the left arm underneath. Rest your head. And then slowly release your feet, roll back onto your belly, come back into a Sphinx. Push up into all fours. And then very slowly, after all this back bending, make your way into a very round shape. So this could be a child's pose, as you see here, with your arms behind you and your forehead resting. This could be seated with your head folding forward gently. Breathe into your back body about 3 breaths. Having a feeling of expansion of the back ribs now. Space. And once you caught your exhale, press yourself back up. Come into kneeling from here and interlace your fingers behind the back. You're going to start to pull the knuckles back with your elbows slightly bent as you look up. Inhale, and as you exhale, drop the head almost to the floor and then bring the crown of the head down. Inhale, lift back up, hips move forward, open. Exhale, round. 1 more repetition. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Knuckles extend behind you. Lift back up, gaze up. And as you exhale, slowly widen the arms behind you. Release the interlace and imagine you're holding a big ball behind you. And then turn the palms up, maybe come a little deeper into the back bend. As you reach your hands up, connect the palms, bring them forward, round, and slowly make your way down onto your heels, softening all the way forward. Press your chest back up, come back to a steady posture, and then from here, tuck your toes under and come into a squat. Now this might not work for you. You might have sensitive knees. Come into a forward fold instead. If your knees are okay here, see if you can balance on your toes, bringing your arms up, crossing one wrist in front of the other, and connecting your palms here. Hold the balance here. Trust yourself. Trust your strength. And then pull yourself up, maybe all the way into standing. Come onto your toes. Extend your arms up. Exhale, release your hands wide. Bring your heels back down. Very nice. Take a breath or two. And then make your way back to the front, or to the center of the mat rather, and see if you can catch the right foot with the hand. Now we're going to start by just moving the knee out instead of back. With the left hand on the front thigh, can you move the knee out so that your elbow and your knee are almost parallel? And then bring the knee back to center, extend the left arm forward and the right foot back. Parallel your hips, creating length here in your upper body. Pull your foot back with your hand. Create space in the front. And then trust yourself again and release the foot. Press it back. Take the leg forward as you lift the right arm up now. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale, bring everything down. Great job. Well done. Relax for a moment. Soften for a moment. Catch the left foot. Start moving the knee out. And now the right hand comes onto the front of the right hip here. Your elbow is moving out. Your foot is moving in so that the knee is moving out. Standing leg is slightly bent. And then turn the knee back to center. Extend the right arm and the left leg behind you here. Gaze down. Start to extend the back leg now. Reach the left hand and left leg back as you reach the right arm forward, and then switch the leg and the arm. Left arm up. Right leg forward. Set everything back down. Shake it out. Very nice. Hardest part is over here. Step to the front of your mat. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Catch your breath. And then start by taking a big step back with the left foot. Coming into one more lunge position here. Hands onto your front hip. Lean forward. Now, see if you can crawl your hands to the inside of the right knee. And then come a little bit more towards the hip, right? So open the hip a little bit more as you start pressing the heel down. Look towards that left foot and see if you can bring the left hand onto the outer hip. Look up towards the ceiling. Stay low in your front knee. Maybe bring the right forearm onto the knee eventually. And then from here, lighten the weight in that arm and see if you can stretch the leg with the right hand on the inside of the right leg, extending the left arm up. So now you made your way into Trikonasana from the bottom up, kind of the opposite of what we usually do, using your very much core strength here. Bring your hands back down, find your way back into a lunge. Bring your hands onto your hips and step the left foot back in. Right to the other side, but maybe a few shoulder circles in between. Next foot steps back. The right foot steps back. You open your hips slightly as you ground down through the right heel. And then walk your hands to the inside of the left knee. And start to make your way a little bit further towards the right here. Ground down through both feet and see if you can take your right hand onto your right hip. Opening the chest. Now, going further from here, start to slowly lift the upper body up a little bit more and bring the left forearm onto the left knee. Lessen the weight of that arm as you extend the left leg. Press the hand against the leg. Lift your chest and your right arm up and open towards the ceiling. Trikonasana, creating space and stamina. Feel the space in your side ribs, right side, open up. And then make your way forward slowly, using the power of your center into your lunge. Hands on your hips, step your right foot in. Roll your shoulders out. Soften everything for a moment again. All right, so we're going from very powerful positions here, from building up heat to a little bit of softness in between. As you exhale, roll your head down and forward, fold into a gentle forward folding position. Let everything be heavy for a moment. And zip your way back into down dog, and from here, lower your knees down eventually. come to seated, coming into the softer part of this practice, which we need, right? When we're working with challenge, we're working towards what we can do in extreme situations. We're practicing for that. Bring your arms underneath your thighs, bring the thighs as close as you can, and then lift the right foot up. Lift the left foot up, hold it, and bring it back down. See if you can roll back a little bit more and challenge your balance, lifting both legs up. Hold it here. Right, so now we're working a little bit with balance seated. And then slowly expand yourself, legs forward, arms wide, gaze up. Feel the space and feel the strength at the same time. You're radiating to all sides. And then slowly bend your knees, bring your feet down. Give yourself a nice hug here. Rounding, breathing into the back. For the last part, we're going to start bringing the feet together into a Baddha shape, Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. And then bring your hands together to touch and connect the thumbs to the forehead. Lift your elbows up. Exhale, round forward. Bring your elbows to your knees. Hold here. And feel very small yet powerful, right? So you're curling in, coming into a position of safety, but you know that you have inner strength and fortitude. You're gathering energy. You're building up strength for situations in which you need it. Lift your elbows, open and release the hands down. Take a breath. And then open your left leg out, right knee bends, Janu Shirshasana legs. Your left elbow is going to come onto the left thigh. See if you can touch. Maybe connect the palms. Gentle twist over towards the right. Right knee is heavy. Press your palms into each other, gaze over to the right. And then twist the other way. See if you can connect the right elbow on the left thigh. If you can connect, you're just going to twist anyway, right? You don't have to come as far. Don't press yourself into shape too much. It should still feel nice. Palms together, arms up, legs wide. Reach your hands high, spread the fingers, press the heels down, exhale, roll back, feel your core working. Lift the right leg if you can. Lift the left leg if you can, just to play around with it a little bit. And then come forward, lift your arms up again. Lengthen. And release the hands. Bring the right leg out, the left knee out. So bend the left knee. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Press your palms into each other. Twist open towards the left. Gaze up if that feels okay in your neck. Take a breath here in this twist towards the inside. You can always prop up your knee if you need to. And then switch. Left elbow onto the thigh, open towards the right here. Again, this should not feel like you're compressing. You still want to feel space. Now bring your hands forward. Both legs long, fold forward, breathe into the back, find stillness again. Find softness. And start rolling up slowly just to make your way into your relaxation from here. Find your blanket, slide it under your knees. If you have a pillow at home or a second blanket, you might want to rest your head on that. So you feel really supported. Give yourself time. Give yourself comfort. Allow yourself to be super comfortable for these last moments of practice. We're going inward again. Focusing our attention inward. Now, if you want, you can take your hands onto your belly for a moment to just feel the power of your center, and then take your arms wide, make fists with your hands, pull the toes towards you, engage every muscle here. Notice your strength, strength, strength. And with your exhale, release. Everything softens. Now you can allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper, melt a little bit more. Feel a little bit more spacious, as if you're widening away to all sides. You're safe here. Knowing that you can get through whatever it is because you have strength. And that allows you to let go for a moment. Soften your face, your jaw, your lips, tongue, and throat. Let your head be heavy so that the neck can relax. Find a moment of complete stillness here. Noticing the space you just created. Now you can stay here for as long as you like, feeling the space, feeling the width. Or you can come up slowly, rolling over one side, bring your palms together. Thank yourself for this practice, for giving yourself reminders that you are strong and capable of everything. Thank you so much. Namaste to you all. Thanks for practicing with me. Have a good day. Welcome.